It's the moment the world has been waiting for. NVIDIA earnings report is in, and the results are pretty good. Here to break it all down for us are our MarketBeat analysts, Chris Markoch and Thomas Hughes. Guys, let's get to it right away. Thomas, what are these results looking like right now?
Well, I would say from the initial glance that it was everything the market was hoping for and a little bit more. I mean, they grew by 122% year over year. That outpaced the consensus by 1,000 basis points. Gross margin widened by 500 basis points. Operating income is up 175%. EPS is up almost 170%. It outperformed as well. The guidance is strong, calling for another quarter of 100% growth. I think that's about 2,500 basis points better than expected. Within all of this, the cash flow is robust. The cash on the balance sheet nearly doubled, and they did a surprise $7.2 billion share buyback, which is going to be highly supportive of the stock over time, because now we're going to expect that to happen on a quarter-to-quarter basis. They've got the cash flow. They should be able to continue repurchasing shares and paying dividends at this same pace.
Yeah, Thomas, that's exactly what you said NVIDIA needed to do, is really outperform everyone's expectations. And it looks like they have in a pretty big way. Let's talk about revenue first, Chris. It looks really impressive.
Yeah, I mean, everybody was looking to see if NVIDIA was going to not only beat, but if they were going to beat by a large margin, and they did. $30 billion in revenue, like Thomas said, that's 122% higher year over year. Earnings came in even better, because at 67 cents per share, they were estimated to come in at, on the MarketBeat site, we're saying the consensus estimate was 59 cents a share. And year over year, last year in the same quarter, they were at 27 cents a share. So they're just crushing it that way. They were predicting margins, I see, at 70%. They're projecting for the full year. So they're not going to slow down as far as earnings growth goes. And I also noticed that they're talking now that Blackwell chips are going to ship in the fourth quarter. So investors can look forward to that in the next quarter.
Yeah, right. I would say that the results really are strong all the way through.
Yeah.
All segments produce growth. Now, obviously, the computing and network segment did the best. That's where the data center segment is. Data center is up 154%, but even automotive is up 37%, and OEM is up 33%. They've got double-digit gains in the graphics section. So yeah, this is just a strong report all the way around.
I think everyone's breathing a little sigh of relief because this is what they were looking for. But what happened at the end of the close today? Why did NVIDIA stock drop right before this stellar report came out?
Well, even saying that the results are all that the market wanted and more, the market was kind of wanting that. It was expecting that because that is the trend. So this is turning into a little bit of a sell the news event. But the question is, are people selling the news because it's time to get out of the stock, which I think is probably not the right thing to do. But it's probably just this little near-term knee-jerk reaction to, okay, it wasn't like so mind-bendingly good.
Right.
We're going to sell off a little bit. The market will regroup a little bit, but then I believe the rally will continue higher.
I would be very surprised if this thing doesn't pop much higher in the pre-market tomorrow. I think this is a great place, and then the high-speed algorithms are going to come in the morning,
right,
and clean up whatever dip this is. I think they're going to eat that right up. This report was too good to ignore. I mean, this was, like Thomas said, this was everything the market was expecting, and that may not have been enough to satisfy some investors, but there's absolutely no reason for people to be selling NVIDIA right now.
Right. Some of this post-market dip could be because traders are waiting for the conference call. The conference call will have lots of more details and insight than what the initial release is going to give. And so waiting for that's probably a good idea too.
Right.
Yeah, we'll break that all down here on MarketBeat as well after that earnings call tomorrow. But what do we expect the market to do over the next few weeks? I think we expected some kind of volatility with this earnings report just because everyone is watching it. But with a solid report like this, can they satisfy people enough to help lift the whole market?
I think that NVIDIA stock will be well supported. There may be some volatility over the next month just because it is the end of the summer. We're going into September. If you think about, this idea of sell in May and go away. September is when people come back, and that's when they start
Right.
getting back into the market. So we may see some profit taking and some repositioning. September is typically a bad month for stocks in general, but especially so for the chip sector. All that aside, the underlying fundamentals with NVIDIA are more than robust. So this stock really should continue to move higher once we get past what could be a little bit of volatility.
I think, like Thomas said, I think investors are waiting to hear what Jensen Huang has to say on the conference call. I think one of the things that they want to hear is they want to hear the words come out of his mouth that demand for AI is strong. Because there's been some sentiment coming into this report that maybe companies were going to start slowing down on their AI spend as the economy might be getting weaker, but I'm not sure that is supported by NVIDIA's results. But I think investors still want to hear the words. They want to hear AI spending is strong, and they expect that to be strong for their customers.
Right. Also, in the conference call, we'll probably hear some more news about deals and partnerships.
Yep.
The company has been making new deals and partnerships. I mean, seems like on a week-to-week basis for the last 2 years. Soon, it's going to have a deal with every important major company on the market today, and just further cement its position as central to the AI infrastructure.
Yep.
Well, thank you both for breaking down the earnings report from NVIDIA. Good news for the company today, but still more to come in the call that's happening this evening. We will break down what the market reacts to tomorrow right here on MarketBeat. Thanks for watching and happy investing.